and welcome to the Tea Talks with Jess series. So I'm Jess, and let me introduce you to my work companion. Here is Boni, who's very likely to appear in some of the videos because she's often in this position beside me. So this series is all about, I'm going to keep the videos to under 5 minutes so that as you boil the kettle on your work tea break, you can listen to hopefully some really insightful actual tips that you can incorporate right away into your daily routine, so that you can feel healthier, more energized, and all these things that we know we want to feel. So I'm a yoga teacher, personal trainer, and also a nutritionist. And so if you have any questions around any of those kind of 3 areas around fitness and health, then fire them my way, pop them under this video. But today's question is, how do I fit exercise into a busy work schedule? So firstly, let me just acknowledge the fact that human bodies are designed to move. If we don't move, we're going to feel less energetic, less productive, and we're just going to feel like a diluted version of ourselves. So I think firstly is recognizing the fact that human bodies need to move, and they need to move consistently. And with that recognition, then we know that we need to make it happen on a consistent basis. Exercise is one of those things. Same with nutrition. Our body will reap the benefits when we do it consistently rather than on a sporadic basis. So my first tip is to diarise it, just like you would have a doctor's appointment in your diary, or your meetings and things at work in the diary, because they're important and they're unmissable. It's exactly the same concept with exercise. And I always find just looking at your week, maybe on a Sunday or on a Friday, and just mapping out the following week, when exercise is going to happen, signing up to an exercise class if that's something that you love to do, but definitely diarising it, because if it's not in there, then things are going to happen, things just crop up, and I've yet to meet someone that has got so much spare time on their hands. So it's about being really efficient with the time that you do have and making it a priority. And that's not to say that, let's say for example you put your exercise on a Tuesday evening, and then work goes on for a little bit longer, or you have an unplanned meeting, or you get invited out for drinks or a dinner, whatever. Doesn't mean that you can't say yes to those things, but definitely when you see that exercise block in your diary, it just makes you more aware. You need to shift it to maybe the following morning, because again, if you skip it, then that's one less burst of energy and movement that you're allowing for your body to do. So it's not to be super disciplined. It's more just to increase that awareness and know that if something else happens in place of that, then you can shift it to a time elsewhere. Second tip is try and do some kind of movement or mobility before work. I always find that if you do, some of the side effects of exercising are feeling more energized, more productive, increase endorphins, so that kind of feel good hormones. So doing some kind of exercise, whether it's just even like a 5-minute just stretching of the body, can really support you in feeling more motivated when you're at work. And also first thing in the morning, you've got far fewer excuses other than hitting the snooze button. But often later on in the day, your motivation is at its highest in the morning, and then it typically dwindles throughout the day. So you're starting your exercise with the point of least resistance, so it's only going to be easier for you to do it. You also then create a giant win for yourself first thing, so you can go into work knowing that you've already kind of ticked that exercise box off. The third and final tip is making exercise bite-sized. So I would much rather have, I personally, and also with my clients, I'd much rather have them being really mobile and moving throughout the day, whether it be walking a little bit longer to get to work, or if they go to the loo, or boil the kettle for a tea break or whatever, they choose a floor up or down to where their desk is, so that they're getting those steps in and they're moving throughout the day, rather than being fairly immobile throughout the week but then doing like a killer session at the gym. So yeah, so with that in mind, what could you do to just generally increase your number of steps? So it's called your NEAT, your non-exercise activity. So rather than non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So yeah, what can you do to increase the non-exercising part of your day, and incorporate those steps? Let me know if you need any recommendations on that side of things. Pop your questions, any questions you have relating to this kind of concept of exercising and fitting it in around a busy schedule. And that is it, under 5 minutes, and looking forward to seeing you in the next video.